Rockwilder. Thank you for coming and being a part of this interview with Validated Magazine.
Hey,
We appreciate you.
appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah. Talk to us. How did you end up working with Death Squad Records? Like, what was the conversation? How did this process happen?
Conversation, that was how far you want to go back?
The beginning. Talk to us. So,
I mean, you know,
let's say when did the connection start?
connection started back with Redman,
Okay.
back when he was working on his first album. I was blessed to be a part of his circle, and from that whole situation, we just ended up doing being part of the whole Def Squad thing. You know, Red had put me down like in '93,
Okay.
and then he brought me over to Erick, and the rest was history. The kicks and snares did what it did,
Right.
and it worked.
All right. So for people who don't know, how many what are your two top hits that you've done that you created?
Oh, two top ones. A lot of people know from the Red and Meth. Thanks. A lot of people know from the Red and Meth song. The Lady Marmalade with Missy.
Okay.
Do It Again with Jay-Z.
Okay.
A few others.
And being one of hip hop's elite producers, how is it working with Erick Sermon and Fyffe?
Erick Sermon is somebody that I idolized for my whole rap career, still till now. You know what I'm saying? Fyffe was definitely a Queens native like I was,
Okay.
and just was always on the other side of the world doing music and doing everything. Very, very, very amazing. Two amazing dudes that, one I idolized, and then one I kind of grew into the music with, because as he was doing music, I think Fyffe was doing music a little before I was. I was still trying to get on when he produced Rump Shaker. I was still trying to get on, but I guess followed in the footsteps of inspiration with Ty to become who I was. We're great friends and brothers as of now.
Nice.
And then idolizing Eve for being one of the more prolific artists in hip hop, and then being blessed to be a part of it.
Right. That
It's
is
like
a blessing.
crazy.
Yeah.
I still bug out to this day.
I mean,
about
all
that.
three of y'all connected together. I know there's some
Yeah.
magic cooking. I know.
It's
some
funny.
stuff
People
cooking.
say we're connected together, and it's crazy because we've been together so
So
long
long.
that when people see the connection now, I don't know. It takes a minute for me to see that it's a connection because we've been connected for so long, and we was connected like in the grind. You know what I'm saying? Like when all of this didn't look as legendary and prolific and iconic and elite,
Understood.
we was still
Still.
grinding.
In it,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So it's still. I'm still in shock to this day about it. It
Because
bugs me out.
that's clear because you're humble. So you gotta be humble about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
humble,
it's a
humble.
humbling
Yes,
experience.
it's very humbling. I don't even know if
For you
if
to
humble
say that
hit me
because you're a
yet.
legend, like I said, you're a pioneer, you're a legend.
Yeah, I am.
You created some major hits. And
Wow.
For you to still say that working with somebody else is, a pleasure and an honor.
It's an
Then-
honor. Cause you know what, like at the age that I am right now, 47. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, like there's so many other people in the hood that wanted to do the same thing I did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're working with Mike Hands.
Yes.
Talk to me about his work ethic. What does he bring to the table? Overall, his talent.
As far as the depth, as far as the squad, he comes with the raw. Ain't nobody as raw as Mike.
Really?
Nobody as raw as Mike. Like everything that he's been on and everything that I've seen him touch. I would consider him the RBX of the group. That aggression, that hard.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna get no more concrete than him, Solo, and Reggie. You know what I'm saying?
That's good because we were literally talking about that yesterday. That there is nobody who's hard out
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, nah.
So hip hop definitely needs that.
Yeah, he's definitely Redman's first album. You know what I'm saying? Like, that hard enough that I could chew a whole bag of rocks, chew an avenue, chew like, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of style. But Mike is definitely like a hard worker, and that's probably why his skills are so refined within him because he does work hard at it. You know what I'm saying? He even puts me on the stuff that I didn't even know he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there was some guy drawing him in London or something. Did this drawing of him. I don't know if he told you about it.
No,
but
I
yeah, like this drawing somebody did of him in London. I'm like, dude, like I know who you are, but who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so you know, he's just some dude drew him in London. Like, you know what I'm saying? Drew his face right on the side of a wall. Like, you know, I'm just like, what did you do?
What other up and coming projects do you have?
Man,
what you working on? What you got cooking?
Man, shoot. It's like Erick's album coming out, Hands coming out. I'm part of Hands album. Fyffe, Redman, Muddy Waters 2.
Oh, okay.
The young fellas in the next room, they're cooking. My own albums, my reloaded albums, my own instrumental albums, my jazz albums.
Really?
You know, me and E doing a Green Eyed album where you're actually gonna hear me like two producers like we're gonna be spitting. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't know I spit on Case Closed by Redman.
So what's the difference between a producer and a beat maker?
I think a beat maker is more or less a person that I figure as long as when you're on the grid, you're a producer. You know, I used to kind of want to differentiate. I don't want to differentiate anymore. I figure, you know, the whole way of being on that grid, once you're on that grid, you're a producer. Once you sample that first kick and snare, you're a producer.
That's it.
That's all about just how hot you're going to be after that. You know what I'm saying?
Because, I mean, anybody can make a beat.
That's right. I mean, yeah, but I feel like, you know, there are some people that can't make a beat. I know people that can't make a beat. Like, yo, what's that? But then I know some people that try to do it. You know, maybe your mind ain't where it want to be. Yeah. But you on it, you just got to be hot. I was hot since I was 6. If you would have heard that beat machine.
When was the first time? What did you do? Yeah, how did you make
I used to be able
beat?
to pull the records back on the beat. Like I loved records so much. I used to look at the vinyl. I used to break my mother's vinyl. She used to want to kill me. I used to like look at the needle. I wanted to know how that shit was happening, how that needle was in that wax and making that sound. One day I was able to break a record. Like I made sure it was a record she really didn't want. And I broke and I was looking in the middle of that shit. It shit used to fuck me up. Like I used to watch how it turned. I remember, you know, back in the disco era, like when they used to spin the records, it looked like so important for those DJs to pull those records out of them, spin all these different types of genres of music. And it bugged me out, man. I used to be able to pull it back. My brother used to call his friends over and be like, yo, look at my little brother. I'd be like, boom, 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 yeah.
But what would you say to the younger generation that feels that boom bap hip hop, you know, that era is no longer relevant?
I don't listen to those people. I don't listen to people that say I only listen to my own shit. That's what whack people say. I don't listen to people that differentiate what boom bap is to what happening now, because there's new producers now that worship boom bap music. You know, this is just a technique that people use to do what they do. But the ones that try to do, the way I feel about the whole social life about trying to differentiate and give your opinion about something, whether you like it or not. Sometimes when you don't like it, you really like it. And when you say boom bap is such and such, if you paid attention to enough to know what it is different, you like it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
just trying to have a point. So it's like the comment thread. You don't like my music, but you left a comment. Thanks for the comment.
Right.
Fan. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
Yeah, so boom bap is how do you know is like my mother was on the phone with an atheist. I don't believe in God. Yes, you do, because you have to believe in him to say you don't believe in him. Thank you.
Very valid point right there.
You have to believe in something to say you don't believe in it.
Well, Rockwilder, I know you're tired. I know you've been busy, and we appreciate your time. But anything else you want to say to the viewers?
Oh, nothing, man. Just look out for the Verdi album. Look out for Mike Hand's album. Look out for my joint. Look out for Young Fellas. Look out for Muddy Waters 2. Redman. Look out for Keith. Keep jumping in. Iron Wolf. Solo jumping in. We all just coming, man. Squad life for real. You know?
We appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for having me, man.
No doubt. Peace.